I'm in trouble. No, I'm in danger.
Okay, look. Hi, everyone. I am Oscar from the Unqualified GuruMas podcast. And this is one of my reoccurring guests, Tony. Why did you text me saying that there was an emergency that we needed to get on the podcast right now? It's my day off. This is a Tuesday. We record Mondays.
I thought you wanted a beer.
That's so sweet.
Oh, wait. You guys came in too?
Hey. Hey, Danny. What's up?
Not much. Just here chilling.
How does it feel?
I heard beer and... I was like, ooh.
Oh,
Like a little
it's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. But this is beer juice.
Vironga.
Yeah. Say it 3 times and he shows up.
Yeah. Look, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GuruMas. This is your premium, exclusive, extra content that you guys didn't ask for, but we're here
But we
to
know
deliver.
you deserve it. So
Yeah.
you might as well get it.
Yeah, so a little while ago, our good buddy Tony reached out to me, and he's all like, hey, I've always had this idea that I wanted to do. He's all like, let's just create lists and debate like little simple topics. And I was like, that sounds like an awesome idea. Let's make it happen. And then the other day, he's like, Oscar, I just got this beer box. We're the beer bros. And he's all like, we can drink beer and like have our first list, you know? So I was like, that sounds awesome. I was like, what the hell are we going to talk about? And after delegating by myself, I took the the executive decision to, well, I was like, I think this is a really good list. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it'll be cool, you know? Because originally, it was just, I told Tony, I was like, you know, we could do it just ourselves, not bother Danny, because Danny already edits a lot of it. But, you know, I told Danny the idea. I told him the list topic. He's like, I have to be here for that one.
And so I am here.
Yeah, so, Danny, thank you for being a hard worker.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, so I know you also, like me, you just potted. This is your day off.
This is my day off today.
You know, and the topic we have today is we were going to do top 5, but since Danny's here, we don't want it to take too long. So we said top 3, all right? With everything, every IP we ever enjoyed as kids have become shows and movies and video games, we're all like, which ones do we personally think would be awesome to adapt as a TV series or a movie?
Or a movie, right.
You know? I think it's a cool topic. I told Tony, I was all like, you know, what do you think about this? And then Tony was all like, I'm not the biggest gamer, but I'll come up with 3.
That's all you need.
That's true. Yeah.
You got it.
So right now, before we get started, how about you guys let us know what 3 you guys think would be a great show?
See if we coincide with one of them.
Yeah, so. I told Danny, I was all like, we should talk about it. Maybe like our list will overlap. And Danny's like, there's no way in hell anybody's gonna have my games. So let's find out. All right.
Let's find out.
Wait. But to clarify, so we want to make them into TV shows and movies, like as cartoons or live action.
Live action. Yeah, because right now, like the cartoons are doing great. Mm-hmm. I think it's hard to find a adaptation that has sucked. All right, Cyberpunk became like the best anime of last year.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We have the Mario movie doing great. Spider-Man, phenomenal.
Right.
So it's just like, and I know that I think there's like I think Apex has the movie or something that people the League of Legends has like.
Right, they did.
Like
they
a really good
series.
series.
No, isn't it from Dota?
I don't know.
I think it's Dota.
I don't know which one it is, but
Right.
one of those apparently is super successful.
Yeah, I think it's Dota.
So they've proven that the adaptation is possible, you know, but unfortunately it has been just cartoons. And this week, or like these past 2 weeks, there has been 2 new ones announced. Okay, we have the One Piece, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and a couple weeks ago, I think it's also like 2 weeks ago, they announced the Twisted Metal. And that's what sparked this, because people, we got to see the trailer, which we are going to watch together. And if it gets claimed, we'll probably remove it, and you guys would just hear us talk about it after the fact. So,
and of course, you can find the trailer online. You can just take a look at it.
I feel like, that monologue was so long, I need a beer. Tony,
all right.
What are we starting with today?
So the first beer is called Zombie Ice. It's from
It goes in theme. A lot of games are zombies that go into movies, like
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
And that one's like an Iron Maiden themed.
yeah.
They
it
have
looks
the
like
same
Iron Maiden.
the same logo.
Yeah,
What
so-
type is it?
It's an undead double pale ale,
Ooh,
undead.
spooky.
8.5%.
Okay, that's pretty good. I've kind of grown to like IPAs,
Right.
and this one's smooth. It doesn't have a nasty aftertaste.
It does not have a strong, nasty aftertaste. Yes.
So I give it 3.5. And these are out of the 5.
I give it a 4.25.
God, you and your like super specific ones.
3.5. 3.5.
All right, let's go. Now let's get into the trailer.
Me? I'm more of a Hawaiian. Punch! I'm guessing you don't get much outside of your
Okay, so if this makes it in the video, for those of you guys who are unaware of Twisted Metal, that is Sweet Tooth,
Sweet Tooth.
and he is a serial killer clown. Okay, so I was talking to Danny about the Twisted Metal game before we even decided to do this, and they were explaining to us that Sweet Tooth is racing so that he can make a wish. Because whenever he started like going crazy and
His
killing
career.
people, his killing career, he killed his family first, but spared his daughter because he couldn't bring himself to kill her. So if he wins the race, he gets a wish, right? He wants to wish for them to remove that remaining empathy so he could kill his daughter. Okay, it's dark as fuck. I like it. I think he looks creepy, so I think they did that good. I don't remember him being a chubby king, but I'm cool with that. You said you know who that is?
Yeah, that's Samoa Joe.
And
He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yeah, and it's Anthony Mackie, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in this till now.
The,
Like, oh
the
shit.
Captain America.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the new Captain America. Okay, so I have watched this trailer before. You guys are barely watching it for the first time. Right now they start singing together and they're like, oh, I guess we can be friends. It's kind of like a little whack.
Right.
Okay. Why?
I can tell what song is playing.
Yeah.
With the captions.
Yeah. What song is it?
The thong song.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, all right, look, I wish they would have shown us the cars.
There's no cars? I'm
there's-
still waiting for the cars.
There's no cars in the trailer.
I think that's good because people expect it. So it's like, why do you want that to be shown
Well, you're
in the
trying to build
preview?
excitement.
Or at least a
from
little
the-
teaser.
Is
Like,
this
at
is this
least-
not exciting to you?
No, not really. This isn't Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal was a car game. All right, you didn't spend any time outside of the car.
I see what you mean. I think it would be cool if they at least show one car, not necessarily like actually in the race killing each other, but more like oh look, we did an awesome job
Yeah.
decorating the car, making it look like that.
I think they show the ice cream bus. Let's see.
Oh, it's not gonna be in theaters?
No, it's a show.
It's a show.
Oh.
Oh, see, they didn't even show the freaking
Nothing.
ice cream bus. It's just like that. That was my only thing because if it's a fan service for the fans, all right, we don't care that you have two celebrities. I want to see the cars looking good. Okay, like Death Race.
Right. I was just thinking.
Yes,
I was waiting just to say Death Race. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like it's proven that it can be done good. Because I think the first Death Race was good. I think
was good.
people liked it.
Yeah.
The second one was complete dog shit.
I think the
Yeah.
third one was even worse.
There was
a
three?
third one. I believe there was a third one.
Oh wow! Well, you guys, if you heard all that, that means we were able to keep the trailer in.
The trailer.
Oh, that was good. Good card joke in the commercial with no cars. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah. But y'all want to go ahead and get started with our list.
I think
Okay,
so.
I think we can go one by one, and after everybody gives their first one, we go to our next beer.
Okay, sounds good.
Wanna go first?
Who wants to go first?
Tony, you were the one that came up with this idea, so let's go ahead.
All right. So the first one, I know it's already been done,
Yeah.
but specifically, I want a Pokemon movie that's based off the original game, Red and Blue.
So you want Red to be the main character?
Yes. Yeah, because a while back there was a like a 4-episode show that came out like in 2013,
Yeah.
where
Was it
13
that
or
long ago?
14. Yeah, it was whenever Pokemon X and Y came out
Oh damn.
because they were promoting the Mega Evolutions,
Yeah.
and that's the only show that ever came out, or like just a cartoon, anime, whatever, that actually was based off the game. And like even to this day, I still rewatch it because I like that game so much.
Okay.
So I was thinking like, well, because the Detective Pikachu was pretty successful, I'm pretty sure they can do another movie based off the game.
So you would want it to be a movie and not a show? It's just like,
Oh yeah, well I forgot about the show. You're right.
When we're trying to give our own, I also don't want to be like throughout like giant exposition. I want a Gundam show, you know, like in live action. It's just like, you know, we got to be a little measure, like meet our expectations.
Oh yeah, it would be a show. I forgot we were doing shows too. I thought it was just movies. No, yeah, it would be a show.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. That's ambitious.
Very ambitious.
Yeah. Danny, me or you?
Dale, tú primero.
Yeah.
I'm on the guest side, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I think then in that case you should go first.
Okay.
We're polite.
So there's a game I used to play a lot in the PlayStation 1 called Dino Crisis.
Whoa.
And
so has it been remade? Is there like new ones?
so I played number 2. I never really got a chance to play number 1 or number 3. But after the I think number 3 was for the PS2, if I'm not mistaken. Then after that, nothing happened. Which to me was kind of weird because the game style was very similar to Resident Evil. Except instead of being in the city, you're in the jungle. Instead of fighting zombies, you're fighting dinosaurs. And instead of having bad people that are trying to keep some virus and all of these other things, you have this secret organization that's also trying to go back in time.
Because that sounds familiar. I don't think I've played it, but
Isn't there like a dinosaur game right now that's really popular?
Ark, I think.
Ark.
Dino what?
Dino Crisis or Crisis? I don't know.
I think it's Crisis.
Crisis.
I think it's Crisis too, but
Yeah. Okay, that is cool.
and like I said, the game style is similar. Like if you play Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1 and you love that, you will love this. It's the same style. And the story, like as far as the story goes, it's not too complex. They figure out a way to go back in time. I really don't know why they go back in time but in the second game, it's very like dinosaur action packed. You're fighting.
Well, they go back in time to find the dinosaurs. Not gonna find one now.
Well, the thing is, probably, but they go back in time. I don't know why they're going back in time for. I don't think they're going specifically for the dinosaurs. And what you end up finding out is that there's actually an organization that's more futuristic that also kind of went back in time even further, and you're kind of like fighting them at the same time you're fighting the dinosaurs, and you don't know what they're doing, and they have like these high tech weapons and all these kinds of things. So I don't know exactly the rest of the story. But the second game was amazing. There was a lot of dinosaurs, a variety of dinosaurs. You fought the Loch Ness monsters, like, you know, obviously it's not the Loch Ness monster, but the dinosaur from the water.
Well, you know, this is a pro dinosaur.
It is
like channel, and you're advocating for anti-dinosaur stuff.
Well, the dinosaurs get to eat a lot of humans. And that's good for their health.
Life,
yeah. And it's cool because throughout the show, there's like the show. Obviously, I would think I think they could make this into a movie. Because I understand that having that much dinosaur CGI in TV show might be costly, and they might not want to do it. There was a show that they made, it was by Fox. I forgot the name of the show. Terra something. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. There were some scenes that look okay, but some scenes look...
I remember watching that show, but I couldn't tell you what it was about.
They also go back in time because the present was too overpopulated. So they were sending people back in time to live at another time. And so the main family, they can only have one child. So the main family gets sent back in. The main family finds a way to sneak through and go back in time because they had 3 children, and they're not supposed to. And if you have more than one child, they take it away from you.
Oh, so they're in China.
Well, this is like in the future.
I think they rolled back that rule too. So.
They did. But they're so, it's like so in the future, so overpopulated. So they set this rule, but they end up having 2 more, and so then they sneak through.
So they're
and go back
irresponsible, entitled pricks.
They were not rich or anything.
No, you don't have to be rich.
There's a reason. They explain. There's a reason. Something happens, and then they have I don't know. I can't remember it exactly. But I think that I have a hunch. There was a lot of similarities in the story as to why they like going back in time, but I don't know. Terra kind of got a little weird towards the end, but I think this game was really cool, and we haven't seen that much dinosaur action in film.
You're right.
So I think this one, and then in the show, in the second, I keep calling it a show. In the second game that I played a lot, you actually, your nemesis is a T-Rex. Because you keep finding that T-Rex and you recognize it because at the beginning of the game you burst one of its eyes with a bazooka. So then every time you see it, like the dinosaur, the T-Rex just recognizes you and it's just trying to get you.
Wow!
And,
even with one eye, they can recognize you.
Well, you can recognize the T-Rex, but yeah, I guess so. And it's just cool because then they introduce a bigger dinosaur. I don't think that's a real dinosaur. They just added it for the game.
Oh, it's kind of like how Jurassic World created the Abdominus Rex.
Indominus
Kind of,
Rex.
but this one was not like an intelligent creature. They just made it like, oh, it's a dinosaur we've never found fossils for.
Ah, okay.
Kind of like it's just been always around. We just don't know about it. And they just added that there. Or maybe it is a real dinosaur. I just don't know. But it was like 2 times the size of the T-Rex. So I don't know.
Indominus Rex.
Indominus Rex, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that one's really cool. Yeah. Well, for me, I'm fresh off this game, so I'm like super biased. And I think the almighty Jack Black also suggested it, that he wants a Red Dead movie. But I want a show. Because we see that there's an appetite for cowboy stuff just by basing like how popular Yellowstone is,
Right.
You know. And there's so many people right now acting that can be in it, like like Sam Elliott. I don't know if you guys watched The Ranch, the dad. Like he's still alive. He looks like a great cowboy. He can be in it. Like obviously everybody from Yellowstone, and it's just I want a good cowboy show because I don't feel like in at least our generation, they weren't popping anymore. I know back in the day we had a freaking like all the John Wayne movies, and even though there was
Toy Story, Woody.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but Red Dead was so good. It was like a story of you are the bad guy, but you want to be good, and you're the person leading your group is leading you further down the path you don't want to go to.
Right.
So the entire show is about the main character, Arthur, trying to walk those lines of not trying to piss off his friend or like the guy who basically like his father figure,
Right.
which is Dutch, and it's a really good story. Everybody loved the game. Why not give us a good show?
I think HBO could pull that off because even though it wasn't specifically a cowboy show, Westworld, whenever they had their West-like environment, it looked really good. I think they pulled it off. So they could probably follow the same theme, just of course don't go on the
Cowboys
robotic.
is probably the easiest one to do too.
Yeah, I think the hardest part would be what? Just the clothing, having it right, expensive maybe.
Probably just setting up towns, I think.
Yeah, that too, the towns, right.
Yeah, but other than
You
that,
gotta use that orange filter, the yellow filter, make it look hot.
it's gonna be like, oh, you in Mexico?
Yeah.
Or New York?
Oh, they could make it all like flashy and green and make it like Asteroid City.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Like,
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Green tint.
Arthur will look very fruity. Don't do that.
Well, Tony, what's our next beer?
So the next beer is Monte Carlo from Second Shift Brewing.
That can
Brewing.
looks real cool.
Yep.
Show it to the people.
Ooh. Ooh.
This isn't Coke.
Pepsi.
This is a stout, and this thing spanks, Danny.
It's good.
And I don't even like stouts.
I was gonna say that cover of the beer makes me the thing.
Monte Carlo.
It looks like the car I will always get in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But
Yeah, this thing is freaking
Do
good.
you know the code?
I don't remember it. I need to tattoo it on my skin.
Yeah, like for a stout, it's pretty good. Well, I
It's
mean,
pretty good.
shouldn't say that.
What are
because-
you trying to say, Tom?
This one doesn't have a nasty aftertaste or anything. This thing gets a 4.5. It's bomb.
I give it a 4.
Whoa, you gave a stout a 4.
I give it a 4.
That's that's a good rating for all of us right now. Yeah, so let's go, Tony. Next game.
So going off of your Dino Crisis game, says Capcom. I know it's already been done,
Yeah,
but it apparently it sucked. Oh, it did suck. Street Fighter.
there was a Street Fighter movie.
Yeah. So the main character, instead of it being Ryu,
Yeah,
it was Guile, the American one that's in the Air Force.
can you look it up?
And
Yeah, it's an old movie, right? It's been out for a long time.
1994.
Yeah, it's an old movie.
And
I had no clue that this thing even existed. What the hell?
the guy that plays Guile is
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, maybe I watched it just thinking it was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
It's like
Yeah.
this is not Street Fighter movie. This is a.
And do you know?
Oh, that blue cover one.
Yeah, that one. So do you know what's his name? Gomez Adams from the Adams Family movies.
Yeah.
He played Bison, and that was his last role before he died. So he recorded all the material, right?
Yeah.
And then he died right before the movie actually came out.
Oh. Well, I mean, so explain to me how you would make that into a storyline, because I know for people who don't probably no background.
Mhm.
I was all like, because when I play these games, I just play the game. I don't give a
Right.
crap what the story is.
So there actually was a movie, a cartoon movie that came out like maybe a year after this.
Yeah.
And it was actually based off Ryu trying to go up against Bison, which is the main villain here as well. And like I guess like through his journey, he's like encountering all these different fighters. Some of them he befriends them, some of them he has to fight them.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he'll just just be walking by and he sees them fighting like on the street or something. But yeah, like it's pretty much based on the game too. Like there's a storyline in the game too.
Yeah.
Like if you beat a certain character, it says like, oh, you couldn't, whatever. I don't know. Like pretty much like it gives you some kind of background story.
So
but
just
it's
like
not.
the Super Smash Brothers game that apparently there's
Kind
a
of.
storyline to it.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
the movie was pretty good. It wasn't that bad, I think. The last one,
The new one?
the newest one, yeah.
Oh, the newest. I haven't
I
seen
think
that one.
visually it was good. I think like a lot of it's because like
It wasn't terrible, I think.
There's aesthetics to these things that we're used to, and just like a lot of the time, unfortunately, like things that we might not think are cringy as a cartoon, they're super cringy in real life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
they have to change that. But I thought the movie wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, I think
Wait, is that your pick?
I would like to see
No,
like
no, that's not my pick.
a Ryu fight versus
Mhm.
you know I think that'd be cool, like a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but like this one, they only made it because it's a Universal movie. They were just trying to cash in on the popularity of the game itself.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, let's just do this shit, and it flopped. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can imagine.
Mhm.
Yeah. Before I say my next one, let's get another drink. What
Okay.
we got?
So the next one is Seconds to Summer Lager from Allagash.
Let's
Brewing.
go. Let's go. Is it a pilsner?
It's a lager.
Lager. I mean, it's super
Pretty
smooth.
good,
Super simple.
yeah.
It's smooth.
Dude,
Yeah.
For a lager,
Dude,
yeah.
this box has been good.
Mhm.
This is smooth.
Beer Box, if you want to sponsor this channel, hit us up.
Yeah,
in
this
the
is
comments.
this is a 4.
wherever.
They probably could if we keep doing this.
Yeah, this is a 4.
4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a 3.5. 3.5.
It's smooth as hell.
I'd give it a 4.
4.
Are these intended to be tried on the same run? Like, do you think having the previous beer being a stout and then having a lager would affect your taste of it?
Your palate.
It
I
probably,
Palate,
it
a little
probably.
bit.
Look, if we're being completely honest, it does affect it.
It
But
has to. But
but the thing is, beer has such an intense taste that by maybe like the third sip, you're probably good.
yeah, I mean, for a taste wise, we can always, of course, do it.
Yeah, but
So.
no, I like it. It's good. So, next one.
Second game, me.
Mm.
You never went.
Oh, you never went.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we
We're-
another beer already.
Yeah, we're drinking.
Jeez. All right,
We are drinking.
I mean,
Let's go. Your second one, Danny.
So, for me, the second one, there's been a lot of these games that I've played throughout my life, throughout the history of humanity. But to me, it's a Fire Emblem game. So it's a 2-parter game. It's the Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. Path of Radiance came for the GameCube. Radiant Dawn came for the Wii. And
I remember when we were kids, you let me borrow a Fire
yeah,
Emblem
so
game.
that was the Sacred Stones, which is
Ooh.
for the Game Boy SP. Also, great story. I would have picked that one, but Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, just much better story.
Wow, and he didn't let me borrow those, you guys.
They're for the GameCube and Wii. Dude. I still have them. You can borrow them.
I'm just
I did
kidding.
promise to let
you still have a
the other Tony-
GameCube?
I don't have a GameCube. I
Wii
never
play-
had a
The
GameCube.
Wii played the game.
The Wii played the GameCube games.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right, and I have a Wii on stash somewhere. And so then I really like the story because as I watched Game of Thrones gave me that feeling like I was watching a Fire Emblem show. Because there was this, if you watch Game of Thrones, there was a lot of times where different people who were from different places,
Yeah.
who were kind of like a main character in the little sub story, came together, kind of fought together, and then something happened and they had to split apart. And there was a lot of that going on. And Fire Emblem had a lot of that, and specifically this game. And the story was really cool because it's just kind of a feud between nations. So one nation is trying to invade another nation and take over. You have a queen who's noble, trying to protect her nation. And the first game, it's just all of that. But the second game gets more interesting
Yeah.
because in the second game, you actually have a group of rebels who are trying to overthrow the queen, because the queen, after she defended her nation,
Yeah.
she started to control the other nation in a way. So they're trying to rise up. So they get depicted as rebels trying to rise their previous army once again. One, they're just trying to live freely again. But then at the same time, there's like a cult of priests, and there's like a goddess who's trying to destroy humanity, and it's just really cool. They have I could go further in the story, but I'll be here the whole time. But they have
your PowerPoint.
Yeah, they have shapeshifters. They have like people that transform to lions, to dragons, to falcons, to hawks, and then you have people who do magic. So I think based on all the politics and the diplomacy that happens in the game, plus what happens with the goddess and trying to destroy humanity, it gives me that same vibe as Game of Thrones, where you have all the politics and diplomacy, but also you had the Night King and the White Walkers, which was the supernatural element. So I think they could turn that into a good show, which hopefully, if they ever did, they don't have to ruin it with the last season like they did with Game of Thrones.
That sounds like an MCU thing. That sounds pretty tight.
It's really cool. Like I said, the first game you play it, it's very interesting story-wise, but it's just, two nations fighting. You're like, oh, it's like two nations. But then the second game really steps it up with the evil goddess who's trying to destroy humanity.
Yeah.
And
that's with Roy and Marth, right?
That's with Ike.
Wait,
Who's in Super Smash Brothers.
Right. No, yeah, but so are Roy and
Fire
Marth.
Emblem characters.
Yeah.
In Smash
Ike
Brothers?
Ike is the one from both games. Roy was...
He's the redhead one.
I don't think he's from that one. I think he's from the next game after that one, I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, so he's on the GameCube one. On the GameCube Smash Brothers.
Yeah, because I know from Fire Emblem, the one that is in Super Smash is Ike, and there's one more. But I don't remember that other one.
So Ike came out on the Wii one.
He comes in both. On the GameCube game, he's the main character in the... Yeah.
No.
The Path of Radiance, Ike.
Nah, it's Roy and Marth.
No, it's Ike.
Yo, we can just Google this. First
Google
of all, I wouldn't challenge Danny because Danny loves these games. You
So
just
I've never
know him from
played-
Smash Brothers. He knows him from the actual game.
So here's Ike. So
he's from the Wii.
So Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn,
Okay.
both games. If you go to Path of Radiance, it's his...
Is he going to be on the cover?
He should be. Look, he's right there.
No, I'm talking about Smash Brothers.
I know. I'm just saying that Ike was in the GameCube game of Fire Emblem.
God, okay, never mind.
Right.
You're, okay,
That's
okay.
what I meant.
Okay, cool.
So Ike was just, he was in both games, and it's really cool because you actually play as two separate armies on the Wii game. One army is Ike's army. The other army is the rebels who are trying to overthrow the government who's trying to get them. And you get to a point where you fight yourself because both armies are good. It's just that they're like in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. So they're trying to fight each other because they think the other one is the enemy, which I think they set it up really nice. And so...
And
cool.
once again, HBO probably would be the good choice for that.
I mean, just
HBO
because
or
of Game of
Amazon.
Thrones. Just
Yeah.
because of Game of Thrones. I think because of the way, like, the shapeshifters and everything, this one doesn't have to have such a dark feeling like Game of Thrones did. This one can have a little bit more fantasy, like more Lord of the Rings feeling to it, I feel. So I think, I know Amazon has the Lord of the Rings Rings of Power. So,
Yeah.
But I just really liked this game. The story was great. I could play this game all day if I had the time.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, that one sounds good. I wouldn't mind watching that one. I like that one. Yeah, Tony, you got another drink for us?
All right, so the next beer is called Cruz Blanca Super Rica. Is that part of the name?
You have to sell it, bro.
Sorry.
Say it one more time.
Okay. So the next beer is called Cruz Blanca. Is it from...
Daddy.
Hold on, dude.
He's like, I don't know if I was sold on that.
I was trying to, like, hype it up and more like,
okay.
Oh.
Okay, so that's why they fucked up. So Super Rica is the name of the beer. Cruz Blanca is the brewery. See where they fucked up?
Okay, I can give you that. I can give you that. All right.
All right.
I'm not cutting any of this. Yeah. So what is it?
All right. So the next beer is called...
No, it's in.
just say that.
It's a West Coast IPA. I hate these.
Oh, wait. I thought you like IPAs. Why West
It's
Coast?
a West Coast IPA.
He's hating on the West Coast, man.
I don't know why. There's like a certain taste from every West Coast IPA that I've had that I do not. It's like a little aftertaste that I hate.
It's a taste of the West.
If it is,
You don't like?
I'm playing. I'm sorry.
we just talked about we need a West, cowboy show. They would be drinking these.
Would they?
Well, they can have it all.
Nah, they
an
wouldn't.
IPA?
Nah, they would not.
these are just smooth. These don't have like these. I don't know. I used to hate IPAs with a passion.
Does this have that West Coast?
It does. It's
Is it that candy taste? I felt a candy-like taste.
like a sweet taste, right?
Like a little candy, like a little something candy. I don't know how to
Yeah.
else describe it other than candy.
Like if what the fuck was
My Alex
I'm
Jones
over here
accent
thinking
came
like-
out.
a weird way to describe it. It feels like it's like coated with sugar and shit. I don't know. I don't know, but it does have it, but it's not as bad.
I don't get what the fuck y'all talking about. The thing is good. It's smooth. Doesn't have a terrible aftertaste. You could drink this.
It's not a nasty IPA.
Anybody who hates IPAs can pick this up and be like, "Hey, it's not that bad."
This is your entry point to IPAs.
Yeah,
right here.
this is not bad. Yo, good job on making IPAs bearable. Because whenever I was first introduced to IPAs, I hated them.
You gave me some nasty IPA for my first IPA, and you even said this one's nasty.
Was it the Hopadillo?
No, there's another
It's
one.
another one.
We got it at the comedy place. They had it there. I can't remember the name of it.
Well, maybe
It's not an uncommon one though. It's not like a rare IPA, but it's a very heavy IPA. It tastes like, and I was like,
Crawford.
no. We'll see if we remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not bad. You guys get a 3.5.
I'll give it a 3.5. And if it was an IPA scale, I would give it a 4. But
I'll give it a 3.
Well, 3.
It's not as bad as other
Expect it to
West
be.
Coast IPAs that I've had.
Okay.
so it's not as authentic
So
as
they
other West Coast.
they
I'm
just
playing.
turn the hater to
Into a lover.
A lover.
I
They
wouldn't
said
say
it couldn't
love.
be done.
I like her.
Oh.
Not a lover. I like her.
It's like
I
it's
like
like
it.
I
I
like
love
you, I like you, but I'm not ready to love
I
again.
think you could write a song about that.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, my second game, I love the Fear series.
Oh yes.
Fear, it was so good. I remember like whenever we first started playing them and how scared we were to even turn anything. So for those of you who haven't played it, it's like imagine you're a military and trying to intervene with this company doing bad shit, all right? And in the process of all that happening, a bunch of weird shit goes down, and it's a fear. It's called Fear. So it's like, you know, they're trying to. There's a bunch of jump scares while you're fighting against humans and like you know the other soldiers. And between all that, you deal with like, you know, I don't want to get scared by this freaking ghost, you know.
Right.
So and then like there's a whole story behind it. There's this ghost named Alma. And it's good. I like it. I would love a story of like just random soldiers ending up somewhere and holy shit, it's haunted.
Right.
You know, I think this could be a good show, a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever it is, give
Whatever
me
it
a
is.
fucking fear
Yeah.
movie.
And what I like about that game is that it felt like a shooter. Because a lot of horror games feel clunky.
Yeah, they're slower paced too.
Yeah, this was fast paced, like first person shooter, and then you have this jump scares. You're walking down
Yeah.
the school, and everything is like,
Yeah, yeah.
You're just like, oh no, I'm
Yeah, you
so good.
like doors swing in and out.
Yeah.
There's the scenes when like you pan over to like a door and you see like a body dragged in, and then like you run inside to see what the hell was that, and there's nothing
There's
there.
nothing there.
It's good. It's creepy, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever played Fear?
Nope.
You like scary games or scary things?
Sure, yeah.
That's something you should try out. Maybe I know you're not the biggest gamer, but I think
And
that's
this game has been out for a long time. You can
Yeah,
pick
they're
that on
good.
a Steam sale for cheap. You can get
Yeah.
the trilogy and just
Like
fucking-
$5.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
go for it.
it's awesome. I love it, and I think it deserves it. Right. So
Third game.
third game. Damn, we're going through this. I think we might need another beer.
Already?
It's just I
mean,
know.
I'm done,
I know.
but-
I know. It's just we're trying to finish them. There's one round left.
So the next beer is called Death Grip from Pig Minds Brewing.
What kind of beer?
It is a West Coast West Coast IPA.
Oh
Yo,
no!
and this is a tall boy too, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like they.
I'm in danger. I just love saying that.
That's Ralph, no?
Yeah, that's Rolf. I'm gonna start the show like
Or you
that.
saying that because it says pig and like you thought of
No, I just feel tipsy. That's the only reason why I say I'm in danger.
Yeah. Okay, and then we got our first weird tasting one. Still not bad. I just think I just like IPAs now. I'm being completely honest. I think I've been won over.
This had, am I wrong? This had a more regular IPA taste.
Yes.
I think it's the hazy thing to it. You know, it looks cloudy if you look
I
at
thought you were
it.
gonna say I think it's a hating.
Hating?
on the,
Oh.
on the bit.
You're hating on them now? Yeah. So, all right, you guys, what do y'all think? Rate them.
3.5. 3.5. It tastes more like a normal IPA as compared to the previous one.
Yeah.
But it's not like nasty taste or anything like that.
I'm with
For
you.
me,
I 3.5 seems fair.
I'll do 325.
3.25.
Damn it, dude.
Only because I gave the last
you,
one a
you
3.
and your weird things. All right then. So Tony, game number 3. Tony's like, I'm out of games. I've only ever played 2 games.
Yeah, not playing.
Mrs. Pac-Man.
I don't know.
Yes. Isn't
actually-
there a Pac-Man movie?
There's a Pac-Man movie.
Okay.
People really hated it.
Oh.
It was like,
Oh, you talking about the Adam Sandler movie?
I don't think.
Oh, the
was-
Pixel movie?
Oh, it
Yeah,
was
is
Pixar.
that
Wasn't
what you're talking
Pac-Man.
about? Pixar, yeah.
That's the one I was thinking. I was
Yeah,
thinking
you
about
got a
the giant-
terrible rating. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
people
Go
hated
ahead.
it.
Well, I don't know. I really like this game because it's fun. Among Us. Wait, not Among Us.
It's just
Is
a
that-
fucking killer game in space, and then
Wait, is
you
that-
vote
yeah,
your
that-
friends
that's-
off.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's
Technically, there is a movie like that.
fun. there is a movie.
Well, not about Among Us, of course. Called The Thing.
The one where they're
Yeah.
they're freaking out because they think something's with them.
Well, there is
And they
a.
turn on each other.
They find something in the ice in the Antarctica or North Pole, whichever of
Yeah,
the two,
yeah.
and then it turns out to be an alien that can like corrupt and kind of like
Oh,
fuse with
that's
the other person,
right.
and then it gets to a point where they don't know.
Did it just come out, or why
So-
did I
Nah,
watch
So
it?
there is an old movie called The Thing, and then they did a remake.
John Carpenter. It was like 1980.
Yeah, but they did a remake.
No, I watched the remake.
No, the remake. They
I
made a
think
remake
I watched
in.
it recently.
Oh.
Well, that's a thing. No, so
You
but
need
I
to
really like the
leave.
remake though.
I think
It didn't get an amazing rating, but I think it's pretty good, and I think they did pretty good with the graphics because they make it look very weird, like flesh like falling off
Yeah.
and like all of these things. But it's similar because they don't know who of them has been corrupted.
I think that's funny because I think it was probably like less than a month ago. I just watched that.
Really?
I was randomly like I was bored and I just put it on.
The
I was
Thing.
like, it was called The Thing. I was like, I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
The Thing.
Yeah, I like the movie personally.
Oh damn.
No, well, don't.
But no,
don't go down.
like it's not the same thing.
Wait,
of
but
course.
do you want them to look like the freaking Teletubby things that they?
Not.
are?
Oh no. Like
I do.
I mean.
Yeah, I think it have to.
It
look
has
like
to
that.
be authentic.
I would think
Live
at,
action,
at,
too.
at least have them, be like wearing suits that resemble those same colors, but not that same fucking.
So like the
cartoon
Guardians of the
shape.
Galaxy of the last movie.
Or-
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
No, I think they can pull that off.
yeah. Well, because
What?
I'm pretty sure you don't
Isn't
actually
it just
vote.
basically like any true crime show?
It could be kind of like a Squid Game, but instead of them trying to compete to win the money of one person, it's like all of you are here. There's some of you who's not an actual person who's gonna try and kill you, survive, and then just turn it into like a contest, but kind of like again like Squid Game or like a Saw, like one of those games.
So you make it a game show.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that would be cool, right? But yeah, well, I mean, it's a weird one for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, why not?
why not?
You know, that's the whole point of these lists. Why not?
No, but that's what he wants,
Yeah,
and I'm sure you want it
And it-
because Tony wants
and
it.
there's already a market for it because people love Among Us.
Among Us, it was a great game. It was fun. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For my third game that I would like to be, this one I think it would be a trilogy. I think it would be a great trilogy. It could be a show, but I think this could be a trilogy.
Okay, 3 movies.
3 movies. And this could be my favorite game of all time. But it is not.
Danny, I've seen your Steam library. There's a ton of games on there.
Yes.
This is your number 1.
This would be my number 1 had they finished the game. But they didn't finish the game. But here's the thing. Even though they didn't finish the game was so fucking good. Gameplay wise, story wise, it was great. And that's Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I just love the game. I could just play the game over and over and over, and I did for a very long time.
I think whenever I first got my computer and you put the Steam library on,
I kept telling you,
you're
get
like,
that
play
one,
this one,
get
play
that
this one.
There's just so much to it. Now, this is obviously the 5th game.
Yeah.
There's 4, 3, 2, 1, and there's like some other side games. I don't really know what the story is before 5. I know that it's all about Snake, and it involves Snake. Personally, I don't know what the story is all about, but I could enjoy 5 in itself. So I think they could make a trilogy out of the Phantom Pain 5, and just kind of like as they progress in the story, you get some lore from what happens before,
Yeah.
and then they could later on do a spin-off if they want to talk about before, whatever. But the game is so good. It has so many things. It has robots, it has AI, it has a mecha that goes rogue because of the AI goes
Linguini.
rogue. Linguini, yeah, he's there. There's a little bit of a super,
Pasta?
yeah.
Okay,
There's-
okay, we need to clarify this. Okay, on one of the episodes of the podcast,
Which you should go check it out.
I was explaining to Danny that mecha anime is described as people inside giant machines, you know? So I was going down the list. I explained to him about Neon Genesis Evangelion, about Gundam. I asked him, I'm like, Attack on Titan. They pull out Eren from the big Titan. Technically, it's a flesh mecha, you know? And in the middle of everything, I was setting it up so that we can discuss if Linguini from Ratatouille is technically a mecha, because Remy is controlling him.
Right.
Okay? But before I can explain that, Danny guessed it and ruined my whole presentation.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to ruin things.
So yeah, so
But there's a big mecha that goes rogue just from pure AI. There's some supernatural shit going on with a fire dude that just appears out of nowhere, is trying to kill you, a little ghost dude. There's a virus that turn people like zombie-like, so you are like in a way kind of fighting some zombies.
Okay.
There is diplomacy with a guy who's trying to control the world, and he's trying to sell nukes to little guerrillas, trying to like overthrow governments. There's so much to it, and it's just such a good game. It has such a good story. I think they can turn that into a trilogy, and as they go through the trilogy, they can give some background information as to what happens in before, and they can do like some spin-offs of what happens before. It's just such a great game. I love it.
So I've never followed the Metal Gear Solid games either.
Me neither.
I think I've played one
Okay.
a long time ago.
Right.
I think it had to do with a lot of snipers, and I enjoyed that.
Right.
Right? But all I know is you're some dude with an eye patch.
Yes.
Is that the same thing in this game? Like
No.
you-
So I don't know if I want to. I mean, it's been a game that's been out for a while, but
Yeah.
what ends up happening is that throughout the game you play a snake, but you eventually find out that you are actually not Snake. It's actually yeah. Say something. Yeah. It's a little shoon with the box, the little sound.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The little sound. Like, "Eon."
yeah.
I can't really
It's
imitate
like
it.
that trumpet.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a very iconic sound from Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid when they spot you.
yeah. So if you've played Super Smash Brothers, Brawl,
Yeah, yeah.
For the Wii,
Oh, that's why you're aware, because Snake is in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I know.
So then and
Wait, is Metal Gear Nintendo?
yeah. Well, no, it's
Capcom. Capcom, no.
no Konami.
Konami.
Okay.
Oh.
There was a feud between Konami and Kojima, and that's why the game did not get finished.
I remember when you explained that to me, because I was like the Silent Hill games got ruined, and we got Death Stranding out of it.
Right.
Which Death Stranding sucked.
You
It
didn't
was
like
walking
I've been
simulator.
wanting to play it, but I know
I
you didn't
have
like
it. It's on the
Yeah,
library.
I know.
It's so bad. It's walking simulator. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And I think they're making it a number 2.
I think so. Yeah.
It's so stupid, man. Just give us another Silent Hill
You
game.
get more difficult terrains to walk on. No, but
He gets new shoes.
Yeah, in the story, it's like you're Snake the whole time.
Yeah.
Then you find out eventually that you're not Snake, that you're actually some random person, which is supposed to be you put in the story, like you, the player, and it's like they did surgeries on your face to make you look like Snake, so that the people that want to kill Snake go after you, so they can leave Snake alone, because he's trying to construct an army to overthrow these bad people. But obviously, you fought. You're the one who put your like sweat and hard work, so you have a lot of loyalty from soldiers. So eventually, the main character's helper, like the sidekick kind of guy, he just tells you, he's like, look, my loyalty is with Snake. It's not with you. What point we're gonna fight because I'm loyal to Snake, not you, and you are taking his face. And I know we did that, but eventually you have to give that up.
Damn,
so
they gaslit this guy.
pretty much, and so he's like, eventually. Here's the thing: he is supposed to be one of Snake's friends, because they explain in the beginning. At some point, they explain that they crash on a helicopter, and they made it look like you die, and they made it look like you die, and Snake survived barely. But what really happened is Snake survived without a problem, but you barely survived. So they did that surgery on your face, make you look like Snake, and then they think you're Snake. You think you're Snake. Like you are told, because you lose your memory, you're told, no, you're Snake.
And you're gaslit.
And
believing
pretty
that you
much.
are.
And
That's
it's
so
just,
fucked up.
The story is so good. There's like a little kid who has like super like soldier abilities. Like they threw everything.
Wait, need to know. I need to know. Like, it's probably gonna ruin your movies. But does he get mad? Does he just accept it?
Does
he realize who he is?
He kind of accepts it in the way that like with the sidekick, kind of.
Oh,
He's like,
hell no, I'm killing Snake.
no. He accepts it as, okay, we are on the same team for now, but when the time comes, I understand that I will be your enemy. Like, he's not like, oh, I'll just step aside and you guys can keep going. Like, no, he's like, when the time comes, I will fight you. Like, he's not like I'm gonna step aside and let you guys do your thing. He's like, no, I'll fight you then. And so it's just interesting. Obviously, the game was unfinished. I told you there was a mecha. This is actually what happens. The little kid has super soldier abilities. He steals the mecha, and that's where the game ends. You're like, he steals the mecha, and you're like, the kid. It turns out the kid is actually a clone of Snake, because they were trying to make clones of Snake.
So now there's 3 snakes.
There's a bunch of snakes because snakes reproduce fast. No, there's a bunch of snakes because they figure he's a super soldier. Like, he just has the gene.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make clones out of him. And the kid is like his first clone, let's just say. But he's still a kid.
So the next beer is called Fuzzy Fresh from Sun King Brewery.
Wasn't that your nickname in high school?
Fuzzy Fresh?
That's what I remember you by.
or the Sun King.
Oh, okay. All right. I meant Fuzzy Fresh.
They both sound tight.
Yeah.
I have to say, I like how it smells more than it tastes.
Tastes like peach rings.
It has like an expired juice taste to it. Like, have you ever accidentally like sipped out of the orange juice and you're like, oh, that's bad. This thing is fucking gross. You like it?
It's a sour. This is a sour?
No, it doesn't say it's a sour. It just says it's an ale mixed with orange and peach.
Yeah, that's what
So
I
the
saw.
first thing I thought was it tastes like a peach ring.
What the hell's a peach? Oh, the little candies.
The little gummies. The
It
orange.
gives me a sour vibe.
Yeah, it does.
It's not a very strong sour vibe, but it
Right.
gives me like a fruity sour vibe.
Nah, I'm just gonna chuck this bitch.
I think if you like sours, you might like this. I think if you're like me, you might not like
Oh no,
it
I
as
like
much.
it. Okay, so
Get to 1.
Oh, one.
And I'm the hater.
I think I'm the most honest person here. I say I'm a hater all the time.
Okay,
It's a loving one.
he's right.
Yeah, I come out here and I tell you guys, I'm a freaking hater, but it's just because I love too much.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say I really like how it smells. Like, just pour it on a cup, put it in the middle of the room, just leave it there.
What a waste.
I'll give it a 2.5. It's not my cup of
Damn.
tea. It's like a look.
No, it's a cup of beer.
Thank
Ooh,
you. Yeah,
those
no,
are like your
yeah,
jokes.
Thank you. No, what I just want to say is that we've mentioned we don't really like sours.
Yeah.
This gives me a very sour vibe.
That's so. me too. I'm not a huge fan of sours at all. This gives me a slight hint of a sour.
Right. It's not a strong
But-
sour
right.
because I would give it a lower rating if it was.
I mean-
Unfortunately. Sorry for me. I don't like sours.
It's
I'm
bad.
just that's just my I'm a my perfection. It's just I don't like sours.
Well, you guys,
I gave it a 375.
God,
I
you
stay-
and those weird ass things.
How?
Look, you guys, we're down to my very last game, and like I said, if you agree, disagree, have your own, let us hear why. I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of games out there. Let us know why this other game should be a movie or a show.
More than the ones we suggested.
Let us know why Street Fighter doesn't deserve another reboot.
What's your suggestion?
Street Fighter.
Huh?
Why do you want them to fight you?
Because I know
'Cause
they're
he's
gonna
a Street Fighter.
Because like the first one was so bad.
Did you hear
What
him?
the fuck? Took me a while.
Well, you guys, I think this next one could honestly be like a series,
Ooh.
but and every series is a different story. Okay, so I would like to bring
Like
to
an
the
anthology?
table, huh?
Like an anthology.
I think anthology is a standalone story, right?
No, anthology is like every.
Oh, there could
every
be it's just
story is-
collections of anthologies. Okay, yeah, something like that. So for these games are uber popular, people love them. The Far Cry games. Okay.
Okay.
I bring to the table because I know that 4 is like one of the biggest ones that people love, But me personally, I'm more biased towards 5 because Far Cry 5 surrounds a cult. And for those of you who know me, I like
He's in a cult.
I want to be a cult leader when I grow up. I'm already
You love
starting
Kool-Aid,
by.
huh?
I love serving Kool-Aid.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the leader of a cult. I'm charismatic. People love me, and I've already formed I brought the Guru verse to the table, and Danny was my person.
I'm a priest in his cult.
Yeah. He's my right hand man. He's the deacon, or no, he's the cardinal.
The bishop. The cardinal.
He's the cardinals to my church.
The fuck y'all do to Tony?
Why do you think you're here? We needed to replace a Tony with a Tony.
We needed another sacrifice.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I like how Daddy just threw it out there. Like,
No.
told you, cardinal to my priest.
No.
Look, I've obviously always it's just people love true crime. There's a big fascination around stuff like this, and because we talk a lot, obviously there's a lot of cult leaders who basically just scam their way just by talking. Right. Okay, so why not think that I could have my own church? Follow me in my new this is surprise, you guys. The sponsor is the Light of Oscar.
Which is not light at all. It's very dark.
Yeah, we don't have enough money to pay the bills. That's why you need to sign up right now. Okay, use promo code GURUMAS. Well, all right, back to the game. All right, Far Cry 5 starts off with you being like a sheriff or like a new sheriff, and you're helping out, bring in a cult leader that has been accused of stuff. Okay. But whenever you go to pick them up, you arrive in a helicopter because usually they're out in freaking compounds and stuff. Right. So you show up in a helicopter, and on the way out, they find a way to knock down the helicopter. So you start off with you trying to escape from the cult and stuff. And then when you come around to the little towns and stuff, you don't know who you can trust because people are in the cult. Right. Okay, so you eventually have to find yourself in these tiny little towns around the mountain, working your way through the trying to arrest the cult leaders, taking down different sects of it that have spread across the region.
And it's Montana, so it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. So I think that's awesome. But I think the best part of the game, which if you haven't played by now, you're probably not gonna play. There's another one already that came out. Okay.
Oh, the one with the guy from
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It looked good from the trailer. I haven't played it.
I have it. I like it, but I don't like it as much.
As much, really. Okay.
Yeah. It's just they're cool because they're open world. They're basically like GTA.
Right.
So they're really enjoyable games. There's a lot of customizable stuff to it, and you can get lost in these games for hours. Okay. But the craziest part of this story is like I told you that you're up against a cult leader. Okay. I like the idea of the cult being right. The cult's like, dude, the world's going to end in 2 weeks. Everybody, let's get ready for this. Okay? Every sane person in the world is all like, you're fucking stupid. Okay? So at the end of the game, you're like, hey, he's all like, either you get in the bunker right now or you fucking die. And you look into the horizon because you hear an explosion and a nuke just goes off. So then the story ends with you being locked in the bunker with the cult leader.
Right, I remember.
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And then the very next game, they released it wasn't 6. It was imagine a 0.5.
Okay.
And it was the story of the next generation coming out of the bunkers. The world is blown up to bits. Everybody's it's a post-apocalyptic world.
Right.
All that's fucking amazing. I think that as a show, you leading up to arresting the final arrest, you're holding a gun at them, and then the fucking nukes go off.
You know who could pull that off? Maybe whoever. Did you ever watch Mad Max, the movie, the latest one, the remake?
Yeah, I watched it.
I think they did pretty good with the whole post-apocalyptic, crazy people, all of that stuff. They were also in cars. I know you get to drive in Far Cry and everything.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good pick.
I like that. I think that one's
I like
so
that
good.
game. I enjoyed it. Yep.
Yeah, so this actually concludes our list.
Can I give some quick shout-outs for
Wait.
the games?
We need to finish this fucking beer box because we are not quitters.
Let's go to the next
So,
drink.
Tony, what do we got next?
We have 2 left.
All right.
So the next beer is called Kick Around from Great Lakes Brewing Company.
Let's go. I think I've heard of that brewing company.
Do we know what
before.
that is?
It is a refreshingly tart with passion fruit, orange, and guava.
I love passion fruit.
I just know.
It sounds like a sour.
I'm going to hate
No,
this.
I like grapefruit. I always confuse these fruits.
Yeah, because you love that YouTube video. We talked about this last time.
No. No. Took me. I was like, No.
Wait, what happened?
I love the Unqualified Guru's
The-
YouTube videos.
The grapefruit video from back in the day. Oh no, we're gonna have to teach him about it later on.
Why ruin his life?
A lot of people know about it. People
Look at him. He probably knows about it. Once he sees like, oh,
yeah.
I know what that is.
Grapefruit.
That's what I said. Grapefruit.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna have to cut from that, but
What is this, soap?
What
it's
the
a
fuck?
sour.
You serious?
It smells like something I would put on my skin after I shower, like a lotion or something.
I bet.
Do you eat your lotion?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, don't be tempted. This thing, surprisingly, not as awful as I expected it to be.
It's not awful, but it doesn't have a food taste. It has like a chemical taste to it. Like I feel like I'm drinking like lavender or something. I don't know. It's just weird.
I don't know. I kind of like this one.
This is passion fruit, orange, and guava.
I
The
think
Humex.
I think it kind of works. Yeah,
I love Humex. Don't mess with me.
like mix a modelo with your Humex.
Yeah. Oh.
Something like this.
Oh.
We need to try that
we
now.
Don't, we don't have to invent a new drink. Dude, you know how we just tried the Dr. Pepper ice cream last episode? It's like pilk. So
Yeah, it is.
I think we need to find new crazy shit.
We
try on the
need to
podcast.
be the ones that come up with the mixes. This is enough listening to these internet people.
Whoa, why
That's
you-
enough!
Why are you so
God damn.
angry? Oh my god, I like the passion.
I
like
like
the
the
passion.
passion. The passion fruit?
Passion fruit.
But,
Yeah, you had the same
But
thought.
you
as me,
got-
dude.
I'm
I was just
slow
gonna
right
say,
now.
I feel like I'm drinking something that would be a scent on a candle,
Oh, like from Bath and Body Works.
something like that. That's what it. This is. I'm like, this is not to be tasted. This to be.
Well, according to the
smelled.
can, that beer is a cross between Bath and Body Works and Great Lakes Brewing. So
which
Nothing.
means
don't listen to him. He's lying to you.
no.
I was gonna say I would mean they did a great job. However, it's just because it's a good job doesn't mean it has to be done. I'm gonna give this a 2. I didn't like it.
Wow, I'm gonna give it 3.5. I kind of liked it.
Wait, but what rating did you give to the previous one? The
2.5.
I think I gave it a 2.5.
Because I feel like you hated on the previous one more than
The
this
previous one sucked.
Yeah, the previous one sucked, but it tasted like a sour. Like it tasted like something that other people drink. This tastes like it's not a drink. This tastes like I'm drinking something that I should not be drinking. I should be it's a
I'm
lotion.
genuinely shocked
It's
by
a shampoo.
the way you reacted to this.
This
This
is a
was
shampoo.
really,
If this make this into a shampoo, great. So change it to a shampoo, and you do them awesome.
okay.
But the thing is that you literally said that the previous one sucked.
It did.
No, straight up said.
I
it's-
said
no, yeah,
it did.
I get that.
Tony.
But
I said the
the-
previous one felt like a sour, and I don't like sours.
Right.
So I gave it a 2. This one, I'm not hating on it for a bad taste. To me, the taste of it feels more like a candle, like a shampoo, like something you want to smell, like a perfume or something. I don't want to drink this. I want to smell this. That's what I feel. It's my inner vibe, talking.
You guys, let this go. It doesn't matter, Danny. You had some.
2.5.
All right, I give it
No,
a
2.
3.75.
God, just give it the normal rating, bro.
3.7.
He's like
65?
3.81. 3.9 square.
Well, because I rate them as I would on Untapped,
Uh-huh.
so they go by quarters.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right, look.
Oscar, did you
Special-
rate it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I give it 3.5.
Special mentions?
Special mentions.
Tony, let's go Tony first. Any special
Tony
mentions,
has
Tony?
no special mentions.
special
He
mentions.
doesn't play any video games.
He does.
Y'all go first.
Okay. Oscar, you can go first this time.
Me first.
Yes.
First of all, they keep talking about making these games already happen, so I was already like hesitant. But I want a Death Space one so bad. A Death Space one so bad. I love the idea of a regular engineer. It's just like stories that just make like whenever you just describe them, they're so compelling. So Dead Space stars Isaac. He's working on the spaceship. It's supposed to be like a hotel type. Like it's like a giant ship. Imagine like a cruise ship in the space, right? And between like his shift or whatever, they get invaded by aliens. All right, he's trying to get to his wife. Okay, so you go through this game that was the original one was a horror game. You pause the game, the monsters are still moving around, so you have to get to a checkpoint. So it makes it harder. It's scarier. Like the jump scares were good. The character looks great. And the game holds up to today. It just got remastered and it got like a really, really high score because people loved it. Before, Isaac didn't have dialogue. Now he has dialogue. And it didn't, like, normally whenever changes are made, people hate it.
All right.
This new one did phenomenal. Okay? So I would love to see a Dead Space show. I think the idea is good. I think it would be a really hard one to make, though, because it's like you need a big budget.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And, like, his armor is insane, so.
Oh, he looks cool.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Cool. For me, special mentions would be Evil Within, which was made by the father of horror games. That's what they're called. The guy who invented Resident Evil, who created Resident Evil. He also worked with Evil Within. It wasn't one of my main three because I think that it could be like a good, like kind of like a true crime plus horror kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because he's a police officer who goes to an asylum and there's something weird going on in the asylum. He finds out that he's actually been asleep the whole time, and he's actually like synced to someone's brain who figured out how to do something crazy. What they're trying to do in the story...
Is it like a Shutter Island type of thing?
No, what they're trying to do in the game is they're trying to connect people to a hub through a brain. So imagine like Tony is the hub, and then you and I connect to Tony's brain, and we're in his brain, and we can do whatever we want.
Dude, wait, hold on.
Hell no.
Hold on.
That's just an example.
I know.
Dude, I never finished the game.
That's what the story's
What?
about. That's what the story's about. There's an organization who would like to get people to connect, like kind of like a virtual reality,
Like
but instead
Neuralink.
of virtual reality,
I'm like, Neuralink. It's Elon Musk. He's
Neuralink.
fucking
Yes,
people up.
they're trying to connect neurally. That's exactly why. But they figure out they need a brain. They
Don't
need
say that's exactly why you're going to get us in trouble. Allegedly.
no the game.
I know,
No,
but
no,
you're
I'm
like,
talking-
exactly means...
Well, I mean neurally, exactly. Like they're
No.
trying to connect neurally.
No, I said Neuralink.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but neurally, I'm talking about the neurons, right? So they figured out that there has to be a brain that acts as a server, so everyone connects to the server. Everyone goes to the main brain, but the guy who invented this was a psycho. He was kind of like Dexter. Like he had a passion for it, but he was kind of wicked. He wanted to kill people and do experiments with them as they were alive. So in the end,
Dexter didn't want to do that.
he didn't want to do that, but he had like sort of a natural inclination. towards it.
He had the drive to be
Right.
the
So
killer.
did the main villain in the story, but he figures out a way to do that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to give it up to the organization because he knows that once they have that technology, they're gonna get rid of him. So he puts that technology in his own brain. So the organization take his brain and say, "Well, we just kill him. We take his brain and we just use it as a hub." But then what happens is his brain. He's still alive in that hub. So he starts to do horrific shit in it. He starts to hook people's brains into his brain, and he takes control of their brains and turns them into zombies within his, let's say, virtual world. And it just kind of goes crazy. It's a little I didn't pick it as one of my main choices because the second game doesn't involve the main villain at all. It kind of goes sidetrack a little bit, and it just lets me wonder what happened to the main villain, because from the first game it doesn't feel like there's an end to it. They leave you kind of like is he dead? Is he not? Who knows? I really like the game, though.
Wait, so is the main guy a real cop in the real world?
The main guy's a real cop. Yes, he's called to an asylum. He's like, hey, there's something going on in an asylum. You need to go there.
So are they like role-playing in this world?
No, he arrives to the asylum, and he gets captured, and he gets hooked into the brain. The reason is because what they find out is that the brain that they used was the psycho's brain. So he corrupted the whole hub.
Yeah.
So they're like, can we steal that technology from his brain and put it in like a kid's brain, especially someone who has a mental disability, who doesn't have the capacity to think? That way it's very neutral. So they start to throw people in there like soldiers and stuff to try and beat the guy in his brain reality kind of thing. So you go in there, but you have an actual attachment to win because they actually hook his daughter in there. So he's trying to save his daughter the whole time. And the organization is trying to transfer the technology from the psycho's brain to the daughter's brain. So he's in this kind of dilemma where he's like, I need to protect her, but I know if I defeat the guy, then I'm giving the organization what they want. And then in the second game, the mom comes in, and actually the mom is working for the organization, and the reason why she's working for it is because she's also trying to save the daughter, but she took a different route. So it's just kind of, there's some plot twist. but the second, it's a little confusing. The story's a little confusing. So
It's like honestly, I didn't expect any of this. You just threw a curveball at me
Yeah.
because I know the game like just seemed like a horror. It seemed like something like Saw.
right, it is. But I really enjoyed the second one because they had an open world aspect to it, and it was just fun. It was
Yeah.
a really fun game. So as far as I think, I can see it being a little bit of a difficult to be adapted into a show. The next one, I think this one could be adapted into a show, maybe a movie, a trilogy or something. That would be Wolfenstein, which is an alternate.
The Nazi
The
killing
Nazi,
game.
right. It's an alternate universe where the Nazis win, and you have a group of people who are trying to overthrow the Nazi government, who took control of the whole world.
Yeah.
And because they were they were ruthless, they were doing experiments. They advanced like
technology,
robotics
yeah.
and everything. They had like automated robotic dogs that would just fucking.
I think it's
kill
insane.
people.
They said that because they destroyed all their notes. They say we could have been like 100 years advanced as far as like her human experiments.
Yeah,
and shit.
because they were just
Yeah, they were ruthless.
They were ruthless. They're like, who cares if we kill this person? Just do the experiment.
Yeah.
And you get to see that in the game. And 1 and 2, you get to see the wicked like commanders of the Nazi army who were doing all this crazy shit.
And we're 1.5% Jewish, so it hurts even more.
Yeah. So when I was playing it, I was like, but the game was really great. I think it was made by the same people that made Doom, so you feel like a similar game style. There's
So
like this,
it's like fast paced.
it's fast paced. There's this metal music playing in the background. You're like, "Bah, bah."
Is it in the Steam library?
Yeah, it's in the Steam library.
Go home. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to play Wolfenstein. Look,
Wolfenstein's a good game, good shooter, has good story. And I wanted to say one thing.
no.
One last thing I
No.
wanted to say. Why is it that they stopped doing animated cutscenes in games? I love those. I thought those were great. Now it's like an acted as part of like the way the game works. So it feels more like connected, I guess.
I think it's attention span type thing because a lot of people just skip through the
I
dialogue.
love those though. But yeah, but like
Yeah.
when the first time you play it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm watching like a movie in the
It's-
middle, and then you can skip it.
It's because I can see both sides to it because sometimes you don't play games to watch a movie, you know, and sometimes
You
the cutscenes
don't,
are
but
long as hell.
They are, but they don't have to be long. I'm just talking about there are cutscenes that explain the story.
Yeah.
But now most of the cutscenes look exactly like the game does.
Yeah.
I love when it was an animated cutscene, like a little clip, like a 30-second clip, and it reminded me of my second choice, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, because you could see an animated clip of shape shifting and all the war going on.
That sounds a lot cooler.
And I
'cause
was
it's
like,
a
this
story-
is so cool to watch.
And Fire Emblem was like a storyboard game, so seeing that actually happen,
It made it really
cooler.
made it really cool. We don't have that anymore. Graphics has advanced a lot, so now they don't have to do an animated clip. They can just literally use the same models to play out the scene. But anyways, I really like that. I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't know. Maybe they thought that would break out the immersion. But give me what I want.
Well,
And what I want is the 8th beer.
look, oh my god, I think we're kind of out of time. I think we're out of time, and Danny's kind of drunk.
I'm not drunk. I'm just hyped for these 3 films that I picked that are being remade by HBO. If they want a director, let me know.
Danny, unfortunately, we're out of time. This was supposed to be super short. I think this is going on for like an hour and a half.
You call me, you bring me to talk, I talk.
Technically, I told you what we're doing, and you're like, put me in now.
Yes.
You know?
That's
And I'm
exciting.
like, Danny, you're a gamer. I need you here. So I'm glad you showed up to this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been fun being on the guest seat.
Yeah,
today.
and the cool thing about this is if you guys have ideas for like new lists to do, if I don't feel like I can give like, you know, like a good
Top
host type or whatever type of thing, Danny can definitely do it. And, you know, I think it'd be really cool, you know, like just tagging in and out, like, and just maybe like once or twice a month. It'd be cool,
Right.
you know? So, Danny, Tony, Oscar.
Thank you, Tony, for the beer box. It was great.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Thank everybody. A round of applause for us being here on our day off. It's you know, this was a fun conversation. A lot of shows suck. And
We definitely don't want to see the things we listed today as sorry ass shows or
yeah.
movies.
If
Please don't.
if they get made and they suck.
Please don't do it. If you're gonna ruin it, don't do it. Please,
Yeah.
I beg you.
Yeah, and because Gears of War, they keep talking about making the Gears of War, and if they fuck that up, I'm gonna be so mad because Gears of War is so good.
Dave
But-
Bautista, right?
Yeah, Dave Bautista.
He would do good.
He looks just like Marcus.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He,
So,
he's
You know, with that being said, let us know your options. Tony, thank you for being here. Where can they find you?
Right here.
Give your socials. You're a musician,
on,
bro.
On Instagram, I'm outsider_713. Facebook, Tony Gonzalez.
And we have been the Unqualified Gurus. This is GuruMas. Thank you for joining us. Danny and Tony, both of y'all look at the camera and lead us out with a peace.
Out.
No,
with a piece.
I said peace. I'm doing the out. I'm the host today. All right, both of you guys.
Forgot. Well, because I'm the
3, 2,
Peace.
out. That was awesome.